What's up guys, Casual Cubing here. Today I'm going to be teaching you finger tricks and how to turn your cube with one hand. Now as you can see, I'm doing a one-handed solve, and it may seem pretty hard to some individuals because they may not have they may think that they may not be able to do it and it seems impossible. Well, don't worry, I'm here to make things easy. Oh man, I need that one triple L. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys how to turn and the main methods you can use. So this first section is pretty short. I'm going to keep it short. This is about methods. There are two main methods you can use for one-handed solving, or maybe three. So first one is the standard CFOP, where you make a cross, then you do F2L, and then you do OLL PLL. The second is RU, where you make like a little block like that, and then you basically do the same thing on both sides. And yeah, once you do the blocks, you're gonna solve all the corners. I'm gonna try to make it quick, and then you solve the rest of the cube with M and U moves like so. So yeah, you can do that one-handed, and those are like the two main methods. So we're gonna now get into how we can turn our cube. Honestly, I use the CFOP method for one-handed solving, so I'm gonna go with the CFOP finger tricks, and for RU finger tricks, I'm gonna cover that in another video. Alright, now for CFOP finger tricks, first we're gonna have to choose a turning hand. Which hand are we gonna turn with? Are we gonna turn with our right hand for L moves like that, or are we gonna turn with our left hand like that for R moves? So since I use R moves, so yeah, I would pick my left hand, but it totally depends upon you which hand you want to pick. So I'm gonna get into the finger tricks. Since I use my left hand, I'm gonna show you R and U moves first. Now for the R moves, what are we gonna do for an R move? We're gonna hold our cube with the thumb at the front center and the middle finger at the back one for stability. Our ring finger is gonna be over here at this DB edge, this down back edge. All right, and we're gonna have our pinky positioned over here, right, in this R there. So it will be positioned over here. And for R's, what we're gonna do is this. Basically, you just push with your pinky like that. Now for R primes, it's gonna be like this, where we just take this pinky, position it over here at the front, and just pull back, pull back, pull back, position it, pull back. Like this. For R2s, there are two different ways you can do it. Number one is just an RR, which is like this. Or you can also do a double flick with your pinky ring, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now let's get into the U moves. For U prime, for U's, we can do it like this. Or yeah, we can like do it like this, where you just position it and just do a U, just like how we did with R prime. So U. There's a second way of also doing U, where it's just a push U like this, where you just position it here and push away to do U. So honestly, I see myself using this U, this one, the first one which I showed you, more than this one, because I'm not really a fan of the second one, but I recommend you using the first one. Now for U prime, it's just really simple. It's just like how you do a U prime with two hands, and yeah, it goes like this. It's just really simple. It's pretty self-explanatory. So like I said before, this is just a normal U prime on a 3x3 with two hands. Yeah. Now for the U2s, there are also two ways, just like how I showed the RR and R2. You can do U prime, U prime, or U2 double flick with just like normally you do in CFOP, like this. Index, middle, index, middle. Now this is how what it will look like with one hand. Now the pros and cons. The U2 flick with both fingers, the index and middle, are fat. Is that one is faster? Sorry for the stutter there, but the U prime, it still provides more stability because your middle finger is over here keeping the cube stable along with your thumb. So if you want stability over speed, then I recommend you using this one. Or if you want speed over stability and want to have like maybe a higher chance of dropping your cube if you have a little bit of sweaty hands, then you can also do like, now this one totally depends upon you. Let's move on to the F moves. Now an F looks like this. So I have my middle and ring finger over here hanging out at the back together, my index finger on the top, and my pinky at the bottom just hanging out over there next to the logo. And we basically reposition our thumb like this, and yeah, F, 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 F. Now F prime, I would like to do it like, hold it like this, ring finger in the same position, middle finger on top, and thumb on the front like that, pinky still hanging down over there. And I can do like a pinch F prime, like this sort of pinch. Or you can also just hold it in the F grip and do an F prime like this. So let me try to do a Y prime to show you an example. Okay, so here is a Y prime. I'm gonna do the first move like F, as you see, as I showed you. F prime with the pinch like that, and then just R prime, F, R, and then F prime with the pinch index like that. So I prefer the pinch index, and I think that's what you should do. Let's get into L moves. L moves are pretty easy. You just rotate your cube, turning the U layer into the R layer, and the L layer is kind of like a U layer. So if you want to do a reverse Shrek like this, then you could just rotate, and yeah. So basically imagine the L layer as the U layer and the actual U layer as the R layer, like this. So now my index is controlling the L moves. L prime is like this. It's basically just a U prime but rotated. So L will be just a normal U but rotated, and L2 would just be kind of like a U2. So let me show you an example. Like, one second. I'm gonna do a lefty soon. Yep, that's L moves. And yeah, I forgot to cover one more finger trick, which is an F2. So for an F2, I can also, one second, let me actually set up a case. So for this UZBLO, I could do like F2, where I just do two Fs like this, and then that's like basically the starting of the ZBLO, and also the ending like this. So basically you're just doing two Fs. And for B moves, I don't really think that they're necessary, but I'm gonna cover some wide moves because you're definitely gonna need them for the cross. So B moves, I'll still go over them shortly. B prime you can do like, okay, so here's my normal home grip for one-handed. I could rotate and just turn the B layer into the U layer. B prime, B, and B2. Just think of it as a U layer but rotated, just like how I showed you in the L moves. Now for our wide moves, we're gonna keep our ring over here at the DB edge, and then we're just gonna do this kind of thing, just like how we did with R. We push it like this. That's an R wide. you see, push, 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 push. And for the RY prime, we're gonna do the same thing as an R prime. Put the pinky at front and pull it down, pull it down, pull it down, and position, pull it down like that. Okay, so you're definitely gonna be using those, and I'm gonna include one or two more finger tricks. We're gonna be talking about wide F moves. I think they may be able to be a substitute for B moves so that you don't have to rotate. And yeah, so this is an exceptional case where you can actually use B moves and you can just do backward head slam, sledgehammer, like that. So if you want to insert a pair like this one without having to rotate like this, if you like coding from this angle, you can do it by doing an F wide, where we have the pinky hanging down like over here at the B layer, and also the middle finger over here at the B layer, just keeping it in place. And make sure we have the ring finger over here for stability, and thumb is obviously going to be at front. But what I like to do is just do an F wide push with my left index finger, this index finger, like this, R prime with my index finger, and an F wide prime. So an F wide is going to be like that. We're just going to do a push sort of like this, and if you need to do an R prime afterwards, then we can use any other finger which is positioned properly, like for example my middle finger is positioned like this, and F wide prime. So F wide is just going to be keeping the cube stable and just doing a push like this. Second, make it a good grip. And F wide prime is easier and more forgiving. So yeah, it will look like this. Now, if you were to say that you have this OLL and you kind of use this algorithm, so if you use that algorithm, then I have the perfect trick for you for S moves. Otherwise, you're gonna have to like switch to some more complicated alg. So for S primes, what we can do over here is we can use the thumb to hold the F layer in place, and basically same grip as the F wide moves, as you can see, but this time we have a more firm grip on the F face so that we don't accidentally move the F face along. Or you can just do an F wide for an S, and S prime is just like this. Now S is going to be a little harder to do, where we basically have to push, but make sure that the F move doesn't move along with it. Or you can just do F wide and F like that, and then just, yeah. So yeah, I think that's enough for S moves, and specified do not mess up, and okay. So yeah, here's an S, that's an S prime, like S prime, S prime, S prime. Here's an S prime, and here's the S, which is like F wide prime. I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you understood figure tricks. And yeah, sorry, I forgot to cover one more figure trick, which are going to be the M moves. S2 is just basically double S prime, just remember that. For M moves, it's going to be, we keep this line over here, like on the table. And if you for some reason use M move PLL algorithms like the M move U-perm, you should definitely switch to R and U. But if you still think M moves are faster, yeah, I'm gonna teach those in my Ru finger tricks tutorial video. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out.